Hello! Today I'm doing a bit of a special match here. I got CBrownpt today in a ranked game, and he asked if I'd be willing to record it and possibly send it over to BonkCC or post it myself to record this match because he's going to do something a little different. And I thought, why the heck not? So here's the game. It looks like he did an 8 infantry purchase. He is doing the West Russia jam, and looks like he got pretty poor dice considering I got 4 hitbacks. But all things considered, I'm not really sure what the proper response is to this sort of move. It looks like he protected Egypt to prevent me from hitting that with the bomber. So after scratching my head for a bit, I thought I'll just buy a fighter and yeah, I'll just buy a fighter and a bunch of land units. The fighters to discourage him from dropping a UK fleet drop anytime soon. I'll just include this guy here. If you can take Caucasus, it usually means that you can hold, keep the battleship alive because he doesn't have enough, he can only hit it with the destroyer. He has no place to land his fighters. Not a whole lot to hit. Kind of a just weird start to this game. So, is that all I'm going to do? I like to hit it with 2 to make it a little harder for the United Kingdom to take that out. Wow, perfect Sea Zone 7, that's nice. Okay, and I guess I can take a guy from here, do a full, maybe not a full stack, but at least a 4 stack here. Can't stack Karelia when he does the West Russia jam there, as sad as that is. I'll send 2 infantry up that way. One can go there. Fighters can go into northwestern Europe to double doggy dare him. Let's change our defense profile to submerge with the fleet. Make sure he can't hit this. That's 12, 15, 16, 17 units. He has 11, 15, 16 units that can hit. That should be ultra safe and allow us to trade back Caucasus for a couple more turns if he decides to keep stacking West Russia. Wow, that's a lot of planes. It's so weird having all 7 German planes. I can't even remember the last time I've seen that. put an infantry and artillery here. And that'll lure. All right, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Japan 1. Welcome back. It's Japan 1. Let's take a look what... I'm always confused. Is it CBrownpt or is it CBrownpt? I'm not quite sure what the name is intended to mean, but anyway, for his purchase, he bought a sub, infantry, fighter, and a bomber. He hit the transport. He got a really strong result here in C-Zone 7. Only 1 hit back from 4 units, so he must be happy about that. Killed 2, lost 1 Caucasus. And he went straight to hell in C-Zone 61. When this transport survives as the Axis, this is an enormous lead. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, for the purchase, I'm going to buy the heavy India pressure build. Here, I'm going to... Let's see. This guy really isn't in that much danger. I want to keep that. The thing is, if the sub hits back, I really don't. I pretty much have to sack the aircraft carrier. Because, let's see, this bomber 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bomber can't really reach there. And if he wants to hit this, so fighter goes 1, 2, 3. A sub and a fighter isn't a fantastic fight against a battleship, especially a lone battleship. I think it's slightly IPC positive, but it's not amazing. Oh, that's right. I have 2 transports. Oh, happy day. I think I can afford to do a Pearl Light here as well. It's a little tempting to hit this free transport, though. Is a Pearl Light worth it? When I get a free transport? It's hard to say no to free. It's really hard to say no to free. But I don't super need them in the other battles either. I don't know. I feel like he's trying to do some weird KJF question mark. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose no, I don't really have any real reason to take risks here. Let me make sure my fighters can get back to where I want them. A little bit of a greedy positioning here by me. What can you hit here with? Well, I pretty much have to bring the battleship in. And I'm going to leave it, the aircraft carrier here, at the end of the turn. He's going to capture Kwangtung, so I'll need 2 aircraft carriers in Sea Zone 60 since I'm going to put the destroyer here. So this aircraft can go back that way. This one I'm going to reroute over there. I think this is good. As long as this sub doesn't hit back or I get a bottom 10% on that cruiser. For fun, if I hit it like this, no, that won't let me retreat to where I want. Actually, yeah, if he hits and I miss, I would like to retreat here. A little bit of a weird turn. This will be defended. Okay. Let's start. I've never had a turn start like this before. I'm not used to seeing subs out of India and them failing Sea Zone 61. Wow, all of that and I only got 2 hits. Talk about not having enough overkill. Okay, good. Sub didn't hit. Everybody's happy. Great. Why did I only send... Oh, I meant to send 1 extra guy to Anhui. Oh well. That was a misplay by me, but I guess it worked out because I'll send that guy to Buryatia. Send you here. Let's set the defense profile. Well, you can go back to default Germany. You can go to carrier protection. Maybe I can defend this. Let's see here. I got this should be defended. This he can hit with 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose he could hit that. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense for him to do that. Let's run the math. What it looks like if he hits that. It's slightly IPC positive for him to hit that. I guess I could just leave it open for him and say, hey, you can have Quang Tung. I don't super like that, though, offering that to him. but I'm not quite sure what his build's trying to accomplish. And offering him a 50% clear on C-Zone 37 just doesn't... I just don't feel comfortable offering him that. I've had really good dice this game, and he's probably going to be getting desperate, taking weird, bad fights that I don't understand. So he might try to hit this to get in position to take C-Zone 34 and then East Indies. So if this survives, it's going to make his life a lot harder. And whereas it's only a 42% chance clear on that battleship there for him. Or at least not clear, but 42% chance he survives. And if the battleship dies and he sacrifices a sub and a fighter, I'm okay with that. Much more okay than losing the planes. I won't lie, I'm a little torn on what the right thing to do is here, but I think I'm just going to play it safe. I'm feeling ahead, and I'll give him Quang Tung, and he can have it. Yeah, I just haven't seen this. I think maybe I played Conradian, who did a build similar to this, like some weird KJF build, but the fact that he failed C-Zone 61 outright makes things a lot harder for him. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time for Germany 2. Welcome back. It's Germany 2. Let's take a look at what Brown did. So for the US, he bought an aircraft carrier, 2 destroyers, 2 submarines. Very weird build, buying all those extra subs. Like some 2 ocean strategy he's trying here. So he did the YOLO fight here in C-Zone 60. I guess he was getting desperate, and he got terrible dice. What were his odds of success there? Let me do it with 2 ways. What was his expected outcome there? I believe... Oops. His odds were, if he hits with the UK and the US, he had a 28.8% chance of it working, and he just got terrible dice. It seems he's been getting the whole game, the poor schmuck. If you look at the... Oh, I'm not as far ahead as I thought. Anyway, for the build... Oh, yeah, what did he do as Russia? Just took Quang Tung, Caucasus, huh? Okay. So I'm just going to keep up with the buying planes to delay the fleet drop as long as I can, strat. I see that he is a little weak here in Africa. I don't want to use my battleship to hit Caucasus, because if I do, he has the opportunity... He has the opportunity to... Sorry, my brain's going here. Kill my battleship, and I'd like my battleship to live for as long as it can to keep shuttling units back and forth. I suppose it's not a huge issue if I have... Yeah, let's see. If I do it like this, if he wants to do a fleet drop next turn... Yeah, I'll just put all of the fighters here, because I can zone out C-Zone 8. And if I can't stop him doing a fleet drop the turn after this, because the USA will have that aircraft carrier. They'll shuttle in. Can't stop it. So might as well only zone out a France drop, or at least that's what I'm thinking. Oh, that is so tempting to hit. Can I? Yeah, he has to defend that. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I can hit that next turn if I want. I'll write a little marker. It depends on where he positions things, but sniping a bomber is usually worth it. I'm going to be retreating out of Ukraine. I can keep camping here. I have like a 70% chance to clear West Russia at an IPC negative exchange, but I just don't really want to take that risk when I don't need to. I'm perfectly happy playing this slow. Right back at me, okay. Suppose he needs a little bit of luck. Seven planes, what? You can never have too much overkill. It was that 7th plane that sealed the deal. Okay, let's move all the boys and girls up to West or Karelia. I'll move 2 there. I would like to keep this stacked. How many do I need? He can hit me with a bomber. Yeah, you can't hit me with much. This should be more than enough to hold. We'll send the rest up to Karelia to bully him out of West Russia as soon as possible. I've made the mistake before where I outstayed my welcome in Ukraine, and it's really is a big mistake. I suppose I would have the opportunity to stack Caucasus. It's kind of tight. He does have a lot of units. I don't need to take that sort of risk. I suppose he can hit this with 5 units, but I don't think he can. No, if he hits this with all of these units, actually he can hit with 6. India's a freebie. And I had a pretty strong Japan 1, reasonably at least. Yeah. I don't think he has that opportunity. Default is fine. Suppose I can swap since he's showing youthful risk-taking behavior. I'll swap it off of carrier dying last. I'll exit and reload. Be interesting. Does he plan to land in Norway? I could probably chase him out if he does, because it looks like he's planning to sacrifice it to land in Norway. Do I want to try to defend it? I don't think I do. If he wants to sacrifice a plane for it. Okay, let's put the... Oops, that's not where I want them. I want at least 2 of you here to feed the battleship. It's hungry for African IPCs. Alright, it's 48 IPCs. Feels good to trade Caucasus for the first 2 turns. Feels really good. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Japan 2. Welcome back. It's Japan 2. Let's take a look at what CBrownpt, if that's how you say it, did. Look at the war report. We got a nice lead at the start of our turn. So he bought an infantry, 2 artillery, and a fighter. Where did he mobilize them? Okay, he didn't mobilize the fighters in India. So he did a bombing raid, successful, hit Burma, killed 2, lost 2. I never like bombing Karelia. Like, yeah, it forces me to repair it, but if you rolled a 5 or a 6, you're missing out on value. It's kind of a, how do you say, a short-term bombing plan. Anyway, I'm just going to do the standard industrial complex and 6 infantry. Let's take... maybe I should have done it. Should I have done an India 3 timing? I just did my turn too quickly, so... I guess I probably did have a really strong India 3. Maybe, but he's already got 4 fighters here, and he's got 2 there. That's 6. I don't know. I don't need to take that sort of risk. Anyway, I already did my buy, so doesn't much matter. Can you hit here? This is still a good fight, even though he added the tank there. Now, normally, I like to send my Navy down to 36 with this transport in order to have full logistical efficiency. Is that what I want to do here? I think so. Should be able to hoof it. I already have 2 destroyers. Really interesting playstyle he plays with the heavy Japan pressure. I don't know how effective that is, giving Germany a lot of time to build up these big fat stacks. But we'll see. Could just be because we have a really big early lead that he's having trouble. Okay. I hope that's a 1-rounder. Actually, let me see. Can that bomber reach as well? It cannot. Can we 1-round him? Yes, we can. And no hitbacks. Life is good. This is the more important fight. Son of a gun. Oh. Let's see if he has bomber. Yeah, he has the bomber. Okay. Well, now I'll just retreat. I'm glad he... Yeah, I kept going because I was thinking he might have the bomber before the fighter. He did. So that's fortuitous. Well, it wasn't really fortuitous considering I got a bad result, but it's considering the first round, it was fortuitous. I guess I'll move in destroyer here to zone out some of his subs. I don't really want to give him a target here. He's got a lot of planes and not a lot to attack. This should be safe. Where should we land this cute bomber? I can't really pressure Alaska. I don't think I'm going to try for a long time with all the Navy he's building. I'm probably going to have a slow or non-existent island circuit this game. I guess I'll just put this bomber in Manchuria where it should be safe. Can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go 5, 6 to hit it. Technically he could do that. But I don't think even if he captured this, he'd be able to defend it. Maybe I'll move 3 infantry there. That way, if he wants to take it, he'd have to dedicate all of his Russian fighters to potentially capture this. And these 3 infantry, which means he'd be giving up much juicier attacks. And that will also make our bomber a little safer. Maybe I could have landed another transport here to pressure Alaska, but he has a lot of planes, so I can't really afford to split my fleet into more than 2 batches right now. Can I hit this with air is another question. I don't need these fighters in 61. Maybe they'd be better suited here. That way I can pressure Evenki if he wants. There's no way he's trying to stack that, though. No way he tries to. I have 2 infantry, a tank, another 2 infantry, and a bomber. There's no way he tries to stack it. No, not a chance. Okay, I think this should do. Trying to decide if I should leave a defender here, but I don't think that's wise. Could he try to hit this with a bunch of planes? Maybe I should stack this with 7 because he can hit with a tank, and how many planes is that? 5, 6 planes at 7 versus. I don't. Still think that's a terrible fight for him. Okay, I'll put them both here. Should be a terrible fight. I only need 2 hitbacks to make that a bad move for him. High risk, low reward. What are my defense profiles? Default? I can live with that. All right. What's the battle report say? That's an enormous lead. Normally you're ahead like 15 to 20 after your turn in Axis, and we got 30. So we're looking pretty good. All right, that's it for now. Catch you next time for Germany 3. Welcome back. It's Germany 3. Let's take a look at what CBrownpt PT did. USA, he's continuing to buy transports. Looks like he's spreading his subs around. Looks like he didn't move these blokes. I guess it makes some sense with this guy here. Russia, 7 land units. Hit Archangel, 1 loss. Caucasus, no losses. So pretty sweet turn for him. Little surprised he only sent 2 to Caucasus, considering how fragile it is. Alright, so for our turn, I'm just going to buy giant infantry stacks. I think the time of zoning their fleet has come and passed. So let's bid it farewell. That should be enough, I hope. I was thinking on if I wanted to attack Anglo-Egypt Sudan, but it's... maybe I should attack it. I have 5 units, and if he hits there, his odds will be mixed. And we put the guys here to see if we have a chance to escape the trap that is the Mediterranean. Perhaps, if we're lucky, he'll just trade with the UK. And at this rate, I don't think he can... he's getting pretty... I guess he's actually pretty strong in India. But, I mean, there's only so many places I could land. And I want him to have the high odds of losing a plane here. I'm going to send the extra bomber down for Caucasus, just to, because capturing Caucasus is more important than Archangel. Fighters are out for blood. Oh, everyone missed. Oh, well, this is why I said earlier I'm surprised he hit with 2, because there's a chance that you'll just fail like that. Well, the tank missed. That's actually a big deal. Let's place these guys where they need to be. Restack Karelia. Might be fun to put that guy in France. I think I can afford to move those guys up. What can you even hit me with here? 1, 2. You can't even hit me with that many units in France, so... right? I don't need this in Germany. I can defend that. He can hit me with 6 units, 2 bombards, and that's it. So with 8 infantry, 2 artilleries, let's just plug that into the calculator just to make sure. Okay, his odds are 2.8% capture. But just to be extra safe, since I'm feeling comfortable, I'll send an extra unit there. I'm going to move the artillery up towards Karelia to put a little bit more pressure on West Russia. This is probably the last turn he's going to be able to stack it safely, or maybe he can do it for 1 turn after this. But our rolls were pretty bad. It stinks when you don't capture Caucasus. Does he have a bomber? Did he lose his bomber? I don't know where the US bomber is, but the math here should be pretty overwhelming in our favor. I don't know why I'm even adding the AA gun. I shouldn't add it because I'm AA sec. No, I'm not AA second to last. Let's set it that way though. I'm not even running the math there. That's definitely safe. He's very cautious about landing, like in C-Zone 13 and such. I think by taking Transjordan, these fighters can't reach me, so this battleship gets to live to turn 4, which is pretty nice. Unless he wants to risk 2 fighters against it. Actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that guy can't reach either. Can these fighters get, like, say, here? Because it'd be nice to have them here to put a little pressure to keep him out of the med with the battleship. This is safe, right? Yeah. Okay. Pretty nice turn. Well, it wasn't a nice turn. It was a pretty poor turn. I failed Caucasus. I guess the other fights were... I mean, I got average here, you know, upside of average there, and this was the one. This was the bad fight, but it happens. All right, that's it for now. See you next time for Japan 3. Welcome back. It's Japan 3. Let's take a look at what CBrownpt did. You bought a destroyer, 2 infantry, and an aircraft carrier. So, finally did this fleet drop here on turn number 3. So, it's so weird having this many planes. Anyway, for combat, he killed the battleship, lost a bomber, did the risky Transjordan fight. I had 2 infantry, he only had 1. If I got 2 hit backs, could have taken out a plane, but swing and a whiff, so no dice there. So yeah, pretty good turn for him. Now this turn, normally at this point in the game, is where I'd hit Alaska, and I was a little tempted to hit it because he can't take it back, but I'm just a little bit shy of doing that because he has a lot of air power and a lot of subs, and I don't want to split my navy up too much. It's better to just do one thing really well rather than spread my fleet around too much and risk him picking it apart. So I'm just going to buy a bomber and 9 infantry. Let's do the easy moves first. I guess I'm going to move all of this forward anyway. So I was thinking here for a little bit about what I should do here. He dropped a destroyer, obviously, because he doesn't want me going to Africa. And that's why I like to put this guy in French Indochina's. Every once in a while, you'll get that free or close to free destroyer there. It costs 8 IPCs. It's 1 infantry less. It feels really good to kill the destroyer. But I had no intention of going to Africa in any case, at least not when that battleship was dead. If that battleship was alive, I might have considered hitting Transjordan to give it an escape route, but 'twas not to be. So instead, I think I'm going to do my best to defend defend. This bloke here, this little stack of fleet, he can hit me with 6 units. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll add the cruiser in too. And I'm gonna obviously add one of these fighters in, because, you know, if this can't one round, you know, kill the destroyer before it hits me back, then, well, I'm just going to cry a little, and I'll get over it. So, just gonna keep playing standard, try to take the islands if possible. Let me see these guys. There's 2 of them. Oops, 2 of them. Yes, I'll have them land here because I'm glad I zoned that sub out so I can land in 46 reasonably safely. All right. Let's rock. I was a little tempted to just go after this with my air units and not risk my navy, but I said, you know, why offer him a 1 and 3 of getting a, thank you battleship, you carrying this team, a 1 out of 3 of taking a plane down when I could give him a 0% chance if I just position my navy. Maybe it's not where I'd like the navy, but no. On average, he's going to get a plane 1 out of 3 times, or maybe even a little bit better, so let's deny him that opportunity at all. And the cost of that is I'm not going to be able to pressure Alaska adequately next turn. I always like to send 2 guys up here if possible. Normally the reason for that is I want to pressure Alaska, force him to defend it, or at least keep these subs back there. Let me make sure I have my defense profile set to carrier dies last. Don't want him going in on this battle here and deciding, you know, I think I'm just going to pull out and watch those fighters sink into the bottom of the sea. If he wants this fight, it's, let's see, 2, 4, 6 versus 6. I have the battleship. I should have more attack power, and he won't even get a transport even if he does win, so that should be good there. The question is, do I want to try to stack Kazakh here? If I do, how many units could I have? I can have 9 units, and he can hit this with 9. That's... Russia can hit it with a little bit more. Yeah, Russia could just 1 round it and then retreat. I don't think I want to stack there just yet. Let's put more guys up into Evenki so I can ensure I can trade these 2 areas safely. And he only has 1 bomber now. He sacrificed it on the battleship so I can be a little more skimpy with my naval defense in Season 61. And we got this fighter, or sorry, this destroyer here to keep these 3 submarines at bay. I think buying subs when I have 2 destroyers is probably not the most efficient use of his IPCs, but he's playing a different strategy, and you know, a lot of the advantages of these weird I don't want to say weird, but off meta tactics is people don't know how to properly respond to them, and they're not necessarily optimal, but people not knowing how to respond is where they get their advantage. Hopefully I'm responding correctly. All right, bomber, 9 infantry to keep shuttling to the mainland, and This is probably the last or second to last turn he's able to keep this West Russia stack going, because Japan's coming a knockin', and he can't ignore them for much longer. Very healthy lead here. Yeah, huge lead, honestly. Well, we had very good early dice. Won't deny that, and I hope to deny him any opportunity to even the playing field by playing a tight, conservative game, which is the most infuriating thing to play against, when you just see these massive stacks that you don't have any chance to do a YOLO fight. That type of play frustrates me, but even if we have to give up some advantages, like potentially taking Alaska, even though he can't retake. In fact, I might even suicide a transport to take it. It's usually worth it next turn. We'll see. All right, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Germany 4. Welcome back. It's Germany 4. Let's take a look at what CBrownpt did. USA, he bought more transports, not that many land units, very heavy in infantry. So based on these purchases, it looks like he plans to send these guys back to season 11 and maybe do a med shock. I guess he has a lot of boats, so he could probably pull it off. Combat, took Morocco for free, took Norway for free, hit Egypt and lost a fighter. What did he hit? 2 fighters versus 1 infantry. That was a little bold. For Russia, 7 infantry. Hit Ukraine, we got 2 hitbacks. Hit Archangel, Goose Egg. So, I guess nothing too out of the ordinary there. So for this turn, we're just going to keep the standard Axis strategy of stacking infantry. The time of buying planes has come and gone. I am going to hit this transport here. I was considering if I should just stack Egypt, but I think if I add a Japanese fighter here, it should be pretty poor odds for the US. And, you know, it's a free transport, so that's worth something. Alright, since I have a lot of excess fighters, I'm going to hit Archangel here. Normally I'd hit this with Japan, but I'm feeling exceptionally strong with Germany, so well, I'll just do it this way. I see he had an AA gun there. That's perfectly acceptable. I'll just move a truckload of infantry over and call her good. I think that's an okay amount. Do I have odds here in West Russia? I guess I should probably run the odds just to see what it would look like. I have 15 infantry, 2 artillery, 10 tanks, 8 fighters, 1 bomber against 28 infantry, 3 artilleries, 4 tanks, 2 fighters, 2 AAs. No, I'm not even close to being a good fight. Well, I guess there's the strength of the West Russia jam, is he has a lot of units left over, and I probably bought more planes than I actually need, but oh well, I still like our position. I need to get into the habit of checking the combats during that check phase, because sometimes I just assume I did everything right, and if you watch one of my previous games against Major Payne, one time I attacked a territory with 7 fighters but no infantry. He got 2 hitbacks, and I have no one to blame but myself. I love that he has to keep trading Archangel every turn, or I could just blitz tanks in and capture Russia. Six hits. Wow. that was some good luck. That sometimes I feel like I waste my good luck. Look at that. That like almost half of them hit. That's ridiculous. I expected to get 2. I should have gotten 3 hits, maybe 2 hits if I was unlucky. Well, I shan't complain. Let's position all of these guys in, well, I guess I can't put that one in Moscow or Berlin. Ugh. I mispronounce things so regularly. It's almost shameful. All right, put them there. Let me check that I'm AA protection. I am. Because he's like posturing for a med shock, but I don't see how he could possibly pull it off. He'd have 2 planes. He'd have 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 2, 4. No, he'd only have 6 units there. I could hit him with 7 planes. I could blast him here. But who knows? Maybe he's getting desperate. All right. Do I even really need to be sending this many units over there? I really don't, but it doesn't hurt to have a nice... I'm just in such a strong position. I can just do everything. It feels really nice. Like, Germany is ridiculously strong. Japan's pretty damn strong. Did I forget? No, I moved those up from Italy. I'm like, do I want to put these in Karelia? I don't really need to. I'm going to keep them here. Well, yeah, I'll keep some artillery here in case he keeps doing his little AA drops. Place 3 guys there. Let's look at the war report. Yeah, gargantuan lead. We've almost, yeah, we're about at the point of equalizing income, and not quite there, but we're getting close, and we have just such a ludicrous attack power lead. It's quite refreshing, actually. I just feel so safe and secure with Germany. I have a crazy amount of planes. I got fantastic stacks here. I got an incredible stack there. Just everything's awesome. Just like what was that little Lego song they had back in the day? I got 42 IPCs. Life is good. All right, see you guys next time for Japan 4. Welcome back. It's Japan 4. Let's take a look at the score and check out what CBrownpt did. So still got a very healthy lead here. He purchased 2 transports, 5 infantry. Looks like he plopped them down C-Zone 8. Took France for free. Took Kazakh. France for free. Oh yeah, I did a big stack shift into Northwestern. Took Kazakh for free. Took Burma for free. And we whooped them real good in Western Australia. So pretty balanced turn. He got 2 freebies and 1 butt kicking. So this turn, I'm just gonna buy a aircraft, a bomber, and more infantry than I need. So since he didn't do well here, I'm just gonna hit this hard. I can't progress with my transport unless I want to give a sub a, has to be something like a 60+% chance to sink both of these, which I'm not inclined to give him. Let's trade here. There's something else. I'm saving this particular fighter to protect the bomber here. I don't want it to I don't want to give it to the US with an IPC positive trade, because without the fighter, I'm almost certain he's going to go for this attack. It'd be a pretty strong attack for him. It's a 63% to clear. And with you add a fighter, it suddenly becomes a 19% to clear. So naturally, those are the odds I'd like to give him, which are garbage odds. I was thinking what to do with this transport. I think I'm actually have a slight change of mind. I think I'm just going to take this transport here to hit. And the reason why, originally I was planning on picking at 49, unloading in 47, and then, you know, either deciding to unload here or go towards the islands. But whether I'm here or here, it's going to take me 2 turns to hit Hawaii or New Zealand, either way. So might as well get one of these island infantry off the ground and into the mainland. I have this attack here. I don't know if this was a mistake on my opponent's part or a oversight, because I can kill this sub here, and this one's trapped. Whether he goes here or over here, I can kill it. So that's going to be a nice value gain. Of course, it's going to delay my occupation of Alaska. Maybe he did this on purpose, realizing that, you know, maybe it's better to sacrifice the subs instead of giving me Alaska for 2 turns. Not sure, but either way, I'm going to take that. And I want to make sure I have enough to defend C-Zone 61 here. I should. I think, now that I think about it, maybe I don't want, maybe I want to hit this with the cruiser, because that way I can keep the battleship here, and I can keep the fighters just chilling in 36. Might even be worth it to bring down 2 infantry here, just to threaten moving into Asia. I think that's a pretty solid plan now that I think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that should be pretty solid. All right, let's do that. Then the aircraft carrier can, well, I'm gonna have an aircraft carrier here anyway. How many fighters do I have? Less than I want. That's the answer. These 2 are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. They're gonna head to land in Australia. And wait, I guess I could just keep 2 of them in 36. There's no real harm there. All right, we'll do it that way. Nice, no losses. Always the preferable way to go. He got a 2nd round and he gave us a black eye. Man, this is one of the... another black eye, huh? This is one of the games where I've had the slowest island circles. Normally I have more at this point in the game, but, you know, he bought a lot of subs, roughed us up as Japan early game, and he's reaping the corresponding advantages, though, as you can see by Germany's position, it definitely came at a cost. Germany's got 9 planes, and they're feeling good. let's put... Oh, I'm going to put the battleship here. Those guys there. I naturally have to land everything down here because I don't want to lose my entire fleet to or all my transports due to one sneaky sub. I'm going to put a exclamation point there to remind me. I'm going to put another exclamation point here to remind me twice because I don't fully trust the me of tomorrow. The me of today usually remembers the me of tomorrow. We'll have to see. I like the tanks there. Let's double line these. Maybe I don't want to double line them. I actually... What am I moving up here? The tanks. Maybe I should actually send one of these blokes back. Okay. And be nice to get an extra sub next turn. That will free up our navy to be a lot more aggressive. He can hit this with 4 planes. We have 5 units. We should be good. Let me check my defense profiles. I don't need to protect my carriers. They can die first. I'm not going to reload the game because I don't think it's super impactful and he's likely to hit it. So we'll just see if the game will give me the defense profile I desire, and if not, I'll question why he took that attack and shrug it off. Okay. It's also, you know, I'm actually going to change my... I'm not going to send an artillery. I'm going to send 2 infantry because I think there are reasonable odds that he'll just air raid this because he said, oh god, I don't want to spend an artillery or a destroyer to block 35 like I did last turn. That's expensive, and he just trades it. Maybe I'll just air raid 2 guys, and if he's going to air raid, I'd rather him air raid 2 infantry than an infantry and an artillery. I suppose, actually, I could leave... No, I don't want to leave the fighters here because having the fighters in 36 gives me a lot more muscle to attack here, where if I keep the fighters in French, Indo... What do they call it? French, Indo, China, Thailand. God, that's a mouthful of different countries. It can't reach, so let's scratch that. Okay, I think we're good. This is protected by our handsome battleship there. Battleship Kun, Battleship Chan, Battleship Sama, whatever Japanese honorific you prefer. And we're finally starting to make something of ourselves as Japan after that slow start. We're not quite at where I'd like to be, but Germany is so ridiculously strong at this point in the game. The setbacks Japan have are negligible. Okay, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Germany 4, or 5 rather. Welcome back, it's Germany 5. Let's look at the board and take a look at what CBrownpt did. So for the US, he bought a bomber, 5 infantry, and a complex. For combat, he hit Finland, he took Algeria for free, and he went for that ill-advised Anglo-Egypt attack, and looks like he got slightly below average results here, but that wasn't a good attack, and he didn't get a good result. Anyway, I'm just going to buy 14 infantry. The game is now in Japan's hands, where I'm just going to stall all day. And that's going to be my general game plan going forward. Here, these guys are dead no matter what I do, so I might as well try to gain as much value. I'm going to get these 3 IPCs from the UK, and they won't be able to get it back next turn. I have to kill this infantry here. I can't go for this stack here, because if I don't hit that infantry, he can take the tank and the infantry and kill the Japanese fighter, which is not what I want. I also am able to hit there. I'm normally not a huge fan of hitting Archangel when Japan has enough troops, but I simply have no other targets. I mean, I guess I could hit Finland. I don't know. Is hitting Finland better? Because I just have a lot of planes without anything. I really want to leave hitting Archangel to the Japanese. I want them to trade Russia down and Germany to stay strong. But again, I mean, I have a bunch of planes. I should try to get some value with them, right? So hitting Finland does that. Hitting Archangel. I mean, UK's probably going to trade here, so I don't know. I'd rather trade with Russia than the US. "17 units was the exact amount I needed for one hit." Glad to see I calculated that properly. Caucasus would be an excellent bonus. Nice, 4 IPCs. We'll take that. Let's go to Egypt. Darn, he got hit back. Glad I brought the bomber so I could one-round him, though. Oh, you can gain so much value as Germany in Africa if you're able to last this long. I mean, even though he's going to mop me up, I got 1, 2, yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 IPCs at turn 5, and it's going to take him a few turns to get all of these. So, big win in my book. Let's try to move these guys here. He shouldn't have odds just yet on anything, really. Yeah, you can hit this with 5 units, 6, 7, and a bombard. That shouldn't be a good fight for him, so I'll turn 8. Oh, good. Already have anti-aircraft protection on. Germany should be at abysmal odds. Let's see, what would I be here? I'm going to have... yeah, his odds on Berlin are below 1%, and when I'm super far ahead, that's how I want to keep things. I want to give him garbage odds that he should never take. We play tight. We play safe. We don't give him any chance to come back in the game. $47. Wow. Pretty sweet. Yeah, we have a gargantuan advantage. In fact, I don't think he has any chance to come back in this game. My Germany stack is enormous. I mean, Russia's actually pretty strong here at 57 attack power. But USA, UK, they really have nothing going for them. Look, USA has all these units they've had to send down into Africa. And they looks like they did it a little late with all the money I'm getting. Japan has had a little bit of a slow start, but I would say that they're fine. They don't have these two islands, but they're plenty strong, and Germany more than offsets the slower Japan we've had. So I'd say this one's basically in the bag. We just have to watch out for him doing desperate YOLO attacks, such as trying to hit Karelia with Russia, but with these 8 fighters, that's not really an option for him. And in fact, my odds on Moscow, if he doesn't hit this, I have 4 land units, 2 planes. Yeah, but my odds on Moscow, he has to pull back from here next turn. There's no way he can keep holding that with the pressure Japan's putting on anymore. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. I can probably stack Novosibirsk, however you say it. For Japan, put a little marker there to remind me. All right. Well, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Japan 5. All right. Well, it looks like CBrownpt decided to throw in the towel. Let's see what happened. He killed our fighter with no losses. No losses in Egypt. He got horrible dice in that air raid. He lost 3 fighters, 3 infantry on Burma, and even at the end of his turn, you can see we're almost 50 attack power ahead, so can't blame him one bit for throwing in the towel. The game was super one-sided from start to finish, unfortunately. I got good dice, I played it tight, and he never got the break he needed to come back. But good game to my opponent. It was a very interesting, unique play. The West Russia jam into the stall Japan start. Very unusual, and it's fun to try play against something different. Shame you didn't get to see how it would have worked out if with normal dice, but sometimes that's how it goes. So thank you everyone for watching, all the new subscribers, commenters. You guys are help motivate me to do this. And if Mac would ever come back so I don't have to keep putting time in to make these videos, that would be fantastic. So Mac, if you ever see any of these, come back. I miss you. All right. See you guys next time.